Hey everybody, it is me. I am back. It's Tara Cafell here with episode 6 of That's All I Got, which is a semi-fortnightly uh, chat about grief and related things. I was sick last week. I got a cold. I went to a birthday party. That's what I get for socializing, I tell ya. Sick. I sounded like a goose being beaten to death by a broken, rusty trumpet. Yeah, that's what it sounded like. I had almost no voice last week, so here I am. I'm back. Hi. And if you're just joining us, if you're new, uh, hi. I'm Tara. I'm Tara Cafell. I'm a coach. I coach people around grief and life and hard conversations and themselves and things like that. And I also write about grief. Grief is probably the greatest love story of my life. And so I write about it. Ta-da! I have a big vision actually, and I want to share it. My vision is that we have a culture that supports grief. Right? And this means our workspaces and our dinner tables, and that we just kind of realize it's there and it gets to be there and we don't fight it. So that's what I'm working on. So today, grief in my world, here it is. Here it is. For reals, here it is. I had a death in my extended family yesterday. We were waiting for it. And so this person has passed away, gone home, lots of lovely ways to say it, but this person has died. And so we are all rallying around and being of service and loving and offering comfort and gentle words and that stuff that we do. That's what we're doing. So that's here. Additionally, I have in my world a couple of sick babies. I know, and a sick mama, and some friends and people in my life who are chasing after babies and getting fertility treatments and getting implanted with things, and so that's a whole thing there. I also know of a pregnant mama who's making some really hard decisions about her pregnancy. So there's a whole lot of stuff that comes with babies. Whoa. In my own world around kids, it feels like kids are like a little basket of grief, right? As happy as it is and how everything else it is, they come with a lot of grief. So if you don't know, my husband and I are in the process of adoption. We're at the very, very end of being approved. So we're just polishing up some of the home study pieces with our social worker before we get handed off for matching. So it really could happen at any time. And whoa, there's just a whole bunch of stuff here. With putting off some of the work that we're doing or waiting for it to be completed, it means we're putting off some of the match stuff, and it means that things are shifting. And okay, we have this gift of time. We have a few months to do what we need to do and get ready. And then in my face, it is National or International Adoption Awareness Month in November. Did you know that? Yep. So what I keep looking at is the differences between people who were adopted 40 years ago, 30 years ago, and it was kept a secret. It was shrouded in shame, and it was an answer to a problem, right? We had abandoned children, basically, who were, taken in by families, but there was a gross piece of oh, you're so lucky that we've adopted you, and look at you have a great life now. And I'm so grateful that it has shifted in so many ways, even around the languaging we use. Like, we don't say that anyone's given up, because that's horrible. We know that birth parents, with all of their hearts and with so much grief and with thoughtfulness and their own pain of knowing they can't do this particular job, they make a plan, they consent, they powerfully make this decision for their child that they've given birth to. And then we have adoptive parents like me, who I do not see us as any sort of savior to this child that we're getting. I am actually deeply humbled and grateful that the birth parents have made this powerful decision, and that they have done what ultimately I could not do. This body doesn't make babies. For whatever reason, we don't know, doesn't make babies. And so I physically can't do this. And if I want to have a family, I need someone's help to do it. And so I'm humbled that they have done this, and that they have asked me to be partners with raising their child. And that's the openness we talk about as well, the openness between ourselves and the birth family. Like, those lines of communication will be open, and my child will always know that they were adopted and what the circumstances were. And I may not agree with choices that the birth parents made, but I will support wholeheartedly them having an understanding that's fair and reasonable of how they came to be. Whew. And then we look at the adopted child. Oh my goodness. Like, there's no illusion, to me at least, that an adoption has anything less than everybody feeling a whole lot of grief, right? All of us. But especially with this child who, for their eternity, will perhaps struggle with identity and what brought them here, and what are they meant to do, and right, all of that stuff, and the trauma that probably came with those decisions as they were made. So as you see in your passing, in your social media scrolling, things about adoption awareness, think about this stuff, right? The way that it's changed, and the way that we are now better humans about this, that we are more understanding, and that we make space for these experiences to be, and we support all the parties that are involved. Yeah, so that's all I got. That really is all I got. That's what's in my head today, is thinking about adoption and grief and babies and making babies and not being able to make babies, and also being babies whose parents eventually pass. Right? We all have to die. It doesn't make it any easier to know that. But it really is the circle of life to think about, making babies versus leaving the world completely when you're an older person. All right, so it's been almost 9 minutes, and I've been yapping on, and my little voice is getting tired, and I think I'm about to cough, so I'm going to send off myself. That sounded weird. That is all I got for this week, and I will see you next time. Bye.